What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, well, the proposal to implement anti-bot measures in modern format is now live as an actual proposal. And I hate to beat a dead horse with this. I know I'm getting a ton of videos or doing a ton of videos covering it, but there is new information that just comes up every day. And that's exactly what I want to share with you, because there were more comments from Yaba Matt in the Mav Chat Discord. And here's the thing, right? Like I actually haven't been spending much time in Discord lately, let alone Mav Chat. And so I completely missed this, and I understand if a lot of other folks miss it. That's why I'm covering it here, because the only reason I saw it is because Gold Matters. So shout out to Gold Matters, was tweeting about it on obviously Twitter. So I dug in, and there's a lot to cover here. The conversation might not even be done, but there's a lot of points that I think are worth noting. So we do have 7 days. You can see that I voted for it. I would love to see something implemented, and if it fails, it fails. Not the proposal, but if like the anti-bot measures failed and they fail, at least we can say we tried, and more importantly, we can say that the team was open to it, and that's exactly what I want to get into here. So I'm going to try and cover a lot of the points that Matt brought up. So let's just start here with the first message he had as of today, which would be this one here. So I should mention on the proposal that Cloudflare has a bot detection service, and I believe Cloudflare is the one that Yixin is using as well, that we plan to use for this. It should be relatively simple to implement and not too expensive, although it's potentially something the DAO can help pay for in the future. 100% the DAO should be paying for this. The point is that I don't really plan to spend much time or resources policing this, but I think the Cloudflare solution should work pretty well. So that was the first comment here. And then he said, even though I've generally been against any anti-bot measures, I am not always right, and I try to keep an open mind, so I do think it might be worth trying out and see how it goes. Dude, this is why I make content for the project. This is why I make music for the project. This is why I'm such a big believer in the project. It's not perfect, but man, we got some great leaders. We have some great leaders. We have some great community members. We have some great team members that are just helping to give something to the game and help build something awesome here that can be what's the word I'm looking for? Just a collective, right? A collective project that we're all kind of building together. So shout out to Yaba for keeping an open mind and giving this a shot and providing a little bit of a roadmap for all the people who have been complaining about this. And actually, because of the fact that he gave it, some information, a lot of people have said, well, I think I'm actually going to vote yes. So right now it's just barely passing. I think it's at 67%. Let's see, right? It will block API access. I don't know how we would be able to do that. Even if API access was blocked, it can still get information from the player's browser. People are asking how much accuracy they can expect from the Cloudflare, and Yaba Matt is being honest, right? He says, I don't know for sure, but as far as I've read, it's pretty good, and they recently have they certainly have the resources to put behind making it work well and staying on top of new strategies to circumvent it. So Nerd Cthulhu then said, SPL doesn't have the support staff to go through thousands of I'm not a bot tickets issue. And so Yaba Matt saying we wouldn't be doing any of that. That's for the third-party bot detection to determine. So he's really saying that this is not going to be something that's going to take a lot of resources from the team. My hope is that it doesn't become something that's awful, where it's just like everybody gets, called out or dinged for being a bot, and even when they're not, right? So let's see here. So Yaba's also saying, if you're playing through the website or mobile app, I see no reason why you would be determined as being a bot. But again, this is a trial, so if it's not working well, we won't continue. And so someone said, is this a match ban then, per match ban? And so it's not a ban. As Yaba clarifies here, it's sort of like a CAPTCHA that gets run before the API call can be made, but without any user input. So you wouldn't be able to queue up at all. It wouldn't cause you to forfeit. So for people who might be worried about that, where it's just like, oh, maybe you have a bot token or something or whatever it triggers, you just won't be able to play, right? You don't lose any energy, you don't lose any rating, you don't lose anything. At least that is the thinking for now. And then Yaba saying here, well, Cloudflare has many different services, some of which may not play nice with VPNs, but we're only talking about one specific service for one specific API, not putting the entire site behind Cloudflare, which many apps do. So hopefully this is giving clarity for people who have more specific questions. And I think we're coming to the end of this. So in any case, I don't have all the answers and I don't know how this will all go, but I'm happy to at least try it out if the community would like. And I do think that there's a significant amount of community that would like to see how it goes. Now, how do we feel about modern versus wild? I mean, here's the thing. I just want to try it. And if it is successful in any way and people are enjoying the experience, then we can tweak it from there. right? Then we can talk about doing something on a larger scale. But at least we know that there is a solution that works, or at least is able to discourage botting as much as possible. Let's see here. In any case, I don't have all the answers. Okay, so Risa said downvote. It should have been remove bots from guild battles and tournaments. And Matt said, well, then submit a proposal for that. So, this is going to be something that I think is the beginning of this bot, hopefully resolution, or at least bot solution. Because if this goes well, you can start to see that the team, Matt and the team, are willing to play ball in terms of like trying to figure out a solution if this is what the community wants. Let's see. How do you sleep at night? I assume you have no Mav chat after 8 p.m. rule. He says, well, I actually completely stopped chatting in Discord for the past year, but over time I'm stepping back in. All right, so that's cool. Let's see. I think that might be it in terms of specifics for the proposal. I'm not sure that's something the data can show. That's why I'm open to trying it out and seeing. Okay. Biggest thing to watch out for will be whether or not people can still find a match at all times. So I think, match liquidity is probably the biggest it's probably going to be the biggest question mark that everybody has. But ultimately, it's just like, if you want to play with people, then we got to get more people in. And by removing bots, I think that'll really help. Okay, last one here. Let's see. Have you changed your stance at all? The latest proposal shows a quote from you saying that you would like to. So he says, I'm not really sure if it'll be good or bad, but the only way we can know is to try it. So I'm open to it. And the recourse is the same as we always have. We can change it back. If things are really broken, we'll just make a call to change it back quickly. Otherwise, there can be a new proposal from the community to decide. So to me, what this represents is the founder of the game coming in saying that this is it's a win-win scenario, right? Because here we are, we're going to go ahead and answer a lot of the calls for anti-bot measures. And if it doesn't work, we just go back to where it was before. And there's a solution that they're presenting here with Cloudflare that will allow them to not spend a ton of resources. They don't need to have people going through and support tickets and all that, trying to determine whatever. And they don't need to have a bunch of dev resources behind it either. They're just going to implement a solution, see how it goes. If it goes well, like I said, I think that this should be paid from the DAO. But ultimately, I don't see, for anybody here who has been anti-bot, okay, and here's the thing. If you're anti-bot anything and you vote against this, I want to understand your argument. I fundamentally disagree with you, and I just want to know where you're coming from, because here's the first implementation of an anti-bot policy. Yes, it's not behind tournaments and brawls, but this is a start. And Yabo was even encouraging people to put a proposal for tournaments and brawls. So it may not be what you want specifically when it comes to anti-bot measures, but if you are anti-bots, or more specifically, let's be real, like if you're pro-human and you want to have human safe spaces where it's just people, there's no whatever, this is the first step towards that. And what makes me so confused or frustrated is the fact that like there's people who are still going to vote against it, even though they know or they don't want to have bots. So help me to understand your side of this, because this is not just a community call anymore. This is not just a community, like, hey, we're going to raise our pitchforks and go whatever. This is like Yaba Matt picked up the pitchfork and he's like, let me walk alongside with you and let's figure this out together. So, if you fundamentally disagree from like a decentralization maxi standpoint, that's fine. But, I would look at Aggie and Matt as decentralization maxis too. And they're even trying to give this a shot to see how it goes. Again, it's not for the entire game, but just for one format. And I genuinely believe that this will probably end up just being a trial period. And if it works well, then we can figure out a longer term solution, because I know doing modern format isn't perfect, or doing wild format isn't perfect. It hurts either newer players or it hurts older players. But whatever the case is, right? Let's just give this a try and see how it goes. That's my pitch to you, right? And if you disagree with that, I genuinely want to know why you disagree and what you want to see. Again, unless you're pro bot. But then it doesn't really matter. But if it doesn't really matter what you say, because I understand that you have that side and you don't need to defend that side. What I'm trying to get at here is if you are anti-bot, but you don't want to vote for this. That's what I want to understand. So that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.